Ross and Friends.
One country under God. You've heard that before. Well, not according to Capitol officials who removed God from a certificate of authenticity for the flag flown over the U.S. Capitol. Ohio Congressman Michael Turner is working to get God back in the details. He joins us from D.C. Good morning to you, Congressman.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right. So the LaRochelle family requested a flag be flown over the U.S. Capitol.
Andrew LaRochelle was getting his Eagle Scout, getting that certificate and having an award ceremony. He wanted to honor his grandfather, who was a veteran, so he asked for a flag to be flown over the United States Capitol on September 11th with the inscription that it be dedicated to his grandfather for his dedication and love of God, family, and country. When the certificate came back from the architect's office, the word God had been censored, and the certificate returned only with the words for dedication of love to family and country.
All right. So now the architect is the person responsible for the U.S. Capitol.
Well, and that's really what's at risk here, is for a gentleman to unilaterally determine that the word God is offensive, who has custodial care over our Capitol, where at the Speaker's chair above it are inscribed the words "In God We Trust." Also in the Senate chamber, the same words are inscribed. And throughout the building, there are religious expressions.
Congressman Michael Turner from Ohio. Sir, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Andrew LaRochelle, he is the young man who was told by the Capitol that there is just no room for God in his flag certificate. And Representative Michael Turner is an Ohio Republican trying to change the Capitol's mind. Let me start with you, Andrew. First of all, you're an Eagle Scout. I mean, I know what that takes to become an Eagle Scout. Congratulations on that. When you first got this certificate back, did you think it was a mistake?
Honestly, all in our family thought that it was just an honest editing mistake.
And then how did you find out that it wasn't?
Well, we went back to Congressman Turner's office, let them know that we thought there was a mistake, and then he came back and let us know that it wasn't a mistake.
Who is the architect?
Currently, we have an acting architect. The prior architect in which this rule was promulgated was appointed by the Clinton administration. The Bush administration is currently in the process of appointing a new architect, and we hope they take this into consideration in appointing a new one.
I hope they do as well. I'm trying to get the architect on, the guy who made this mistake. So, Congressman, what happens next?
Well, we have written a letter to the Speaker requesting that she take action to overturn this rule. We started a letter on Thursday when Congress was in session. In 5 hours, 135 members signed the letter, all shocked and outraged that the architect unilaterally would undertake this.
Thank you so much for coming on. Congressman,
thanks a lot.
You let us know what we can do to help.
Thank you, Glenn.
The controversy flying around the U.S. Capitol has finally come to an end, and God is allowed back on the flag certificate. Now, we told you yesterday about a 17-year-old Eagle Scout, Andrew LaRochelle, who wanted to honor his grandfather by flying a flag over the U.S. Capitol. Andrew and his family turned to their Congressman, Michael Turner, and together they overturned or helped overturn the policy. Joining us now is Andrew LaRochelle and Ohio Congressman Michael Turner. Andrew, welcome. Are you happy with the resolution now?
Of course, you know, it's been a great relief to finally get here.
You fought it, and you won, and you got it reversed. And Congressman Turner, I guess everybody's happy now because you pretty much got what you wanted, right?
I do want to correct you on one thing. It wasn't just a rule, and a rule that was being followed. You'd probably be surprised to find that in my office, we received throughout September, the same month that Andrew's certificate was denied, certificates from the Capitol architect for flags flown over the Capitol that did include the word God. It was a selectively enforced policy, one that was not well known,
as I understand,
and it's good that it's struck down.
And Nancy Pelosi pointed out that the Congress people like yourself, at your discretion, can, on behalf of your constituents, inscribe whatever you want on these certificates.
You had said that yesterday, and that absolutely was not true. The inscriptions are done by the architect himself. Nancy Pelosi was offering a solution which would have been take off all inscriptions and then people could put something their own on there. It basically translated to, if we're going to make the architect say God, let's have him say nothing. But the new solution, which is the right one, which is the one that supports what we needed to do to get Andrew his certificate, is that the architect will still issue the certificates. They will include the inscriptions requested by constituents, and he will permit, if constituents request it, the acknowledgement of God.
Congressman, I think you're right to point out a larger trend here, which is very insidious. In our society today, the most benign references to religion, the most benign expressions of religiosity are somehow considered controversial and have to be struck from our public life.
Right, and obviously that was never the intent of our founding fathers, and it certainly hasn't been the way we've governed ourselves. We certainly have to respect the multiculturalism that we have here, but doing that respect certainly should not come at the cost of losing our heritage and our roots.
Gentlemen, thanks so much for being with us. Andrew, good luck.